Next one was a movie called Restless.
I think someone's moving in next door.
I'm sure the new neighbours will be lovely. Give them a chance, okay?
This is a good one. This is a good one. I really did enjoy this one. This is actually, it just had a Cineworld Unlimited members screening, I think just a couple of days ago here in the UK, and it's getting a cinema release in, I don't know if it's nationwide in all cinemas, but it's going to be in Cineworld cinemas as of April 4th, I think. So it's written and directed by Jed Hart. I think this is his directorial debut, I believe. Restless tells the story of Nikki, an empty nester who is working long hours as a care worker, and she's dealing with loss of different kinds. Her kids have moved out. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that her parents are no longer in the picture, so she's living at home for the first time probably in quite some time, and just, trying to get on with her quiet life. That is until the dreaded noisy neighbours show up, namely Aston Macaulay. He's the dreaded noisy neighbour. They move in, him and his pals. They are up late every night making lots of noise, and, things escalate from there. Much like Tornado, this is another great example of showing and not telling what's happening. The set design, the costumes, all of these things, these all point towards what's happening in the mind of the character, in the mind of Nikki as she goes through this restlessness, this, night after night of neighbours playing blaring music while she's trying to move on and kind of get on to the next chapter of her life. For a debut script, a debut director as well, it's very assured. As I said, it shows you what's happening. It doesn't feel the need to narrate and dictate everything that's happening. The performances are great. Nikki, played by Lindsay Marshall, she is really good in this movie. It's mainly your. I don't think there's a scene that she's not in. Like everything is from her point of view. You're never. I mean, you're not literally through her eyes, or are you at one point? But yeah, I think she's in pretty much every scene, so she very much carries the movie on her shoulders. Aston Macaulay is the main noisy, aggressive neighbour, and Barry Ward kind of rounds out the supporting cast. Barry Ward, you might know him from Bad Sisters on Apple TV. He plays the cop. He's really good in this as well. The way it starts with not quite in the middle, but it starts with a scene that's, I suppose it starts with a scene that's in the middle, and then it takes you back to the start. And the director talked about how he wanted to give the audience a promise that the movie was going to go somewhere. That it wasn't just going to be another quote unquote kitchen sink drama. So speaking of the film, I'm curious. It opens kind of in the middle, or kind of towards the end of the second act, and then we go back in time. Was that always the plan, or was that something you came up with in the edit?
No, that was always the plan. It was kind of, I think because of the film that we were making, which is a film that kind of starts off as this sort of British kitchen sink kind of vibe, but grows into something much more melodramatic and psychological. I wanted to give the audience a little promise that they weren't just watching a straightforward drama. Right. That there would be something coming in the second half that was worth their attention. It's a nice wee technique to make it a little bit more stylised. I think they were saying they shot it in something like 20 days. I was lucky enough to have a sit-down interview with the director, Jed Hart, and the lead, Lindsay Marshall, at the festival. I'll link to that video below. It's about a 10 or 15 minute video where we get to chat kind of in more detail about the movie. It is fairly spoiler free, so you can watch that video without having seen the movie, or you can see the movie and then come back and check that out. My only gripe with the movie would be that the ending feels a little bit out of place. It's don't get me wrong, it's entertaining, but tonally it just felt like that doesn't really belong in this movie. So yeah, it's 90 minutes, or maybe even slightly less than 90 minutes. It's a good length. It's not too long. It's got good performances, and it's a really assured directorial debut from Jed Hart. So Restless, I believe it's going to be in cinemas April 4th in the UK. Check it out
if you can.
You'll start World War III, Nicola.
That's the idea.